the last actor you were mistaken for?
Most recently, I think it was actually Tobey Maguire, which does still happen. And it's always for Spider-Man. It's not for any of Tobey's other work.
In what context? What do you mean?
It's
like
just,
they like,
hey, Spider-Man. Like, no. They
literally say, hey, Spider-Man?
Yeah. I won't correct people.
Maybe they think you're actually Spider-Man, not Tobey Maguire. Maybe they like...
No, maybe you're right. Maybe I've got it wrong all this time. That's possible.
Prepare your ears, humans. Happy, Sad, Confused begins now.
Hey guys, it's Josh. Welcome to another edition of Happy, Sad, Confused. Today on the show, it is the one and only Elijah Wood. From Lord of the Rings to Ready or Not 2, we're talking everything and anything Elijah Wood. This is a fun one. Thanks, guys, as always, for checking out the podcast. Thanks for watching on Spotify, on YouTube, subscribing, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you doing with your lives? Just do it already. Come on, guys. Before we get to Elijah Wood, who is always a gem, easy to talk to, a cinephile, he's the best. A reminder, if you like what I do, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/happysadconfused. You get early access to episodes like this, all our episodes, bonus materials, merch, autograph stuff, access to our live events. We're doing a live event with Stanley Tucci in May. That's already selling very, very well. Get your tickets now. Patreon.com/happysadconfused. Check it out. Support us over there. Helps us make more stuff over here. Okay, Elijah Wood. This guy does not need much of an introduction, but I'll just say he's been doing it all his life. He's been doing it with class and a plum. He's so relaxed in his own skin, has a good head on his shoulders, and has the stories to tell. We talked in this one all about everything from, yes, Lord of the Rings, of course, a little sneak peek at the Hunt for Gollum, which, safe to say, I think we're going to see Elijah in. And we also go back to the future, The Good Son. I mean, this guy's been making movies since he was a kid. The Faculty, so much to talk about with Elijah. And also his new film, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, which is, of course, the sequel to that hit film from a few years back starring Samara Weaving. She's back. Catherine Newton's in this one. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Big ensemble, big, wild, fun ride. Highly recommend it. Check it out in theaters right now. I know you guys are going to enjoy this one. I certainly did. So without any further ado, here is me and the one and only Elijah Wood. Here we go. Elijah Wood, back on the podcast.
Hey, for real. This is exciting. I'm sorry.
Not have to match your energy. Hey! It's good to see you, buddy.
You too, man.
It's been a while.
It has, yeah.
2019 was the last time we did the podcast. But yes, I saw you at Comic-Con for Toxic Avenger.
That's right.
But I was going to say, last time the full-on podcast.
So that's pre-pandemic?
Pre-pandemic, a couple editions in your life, I believe.
Pre-children. Yeah. Just before, actually, because our son was born in 2019.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
All around.
Thank
We're
you.
going to talk Ready or Not 2 today.
Yeah.
We're going to talk, all sorts of career stuff, as always.
Yeah.
Because Elijah has some of the best taste in the business, and it's always fun to talk to you about that stuff.
Dude.
So first of all, talk to me a little bit about just like how life is different now. I mean, I don't need the particulars of being a parent. That's personal.
Yeah.
But you're living a different life than you were when we last spoke on the podcast.
Yeah.
Has it changed work attitude, priorities? You were telling me about showing films to your kids. Just give me a snapshot of your life now.
I mean, it's a massive change. Yeah. I would say a massive addition, right?
Yes.
Like, of course, there's changes, but there are two additions to my life that are really significant and wonderful and enriching. And so renewed focus, new priorities, I think, work-life balance, which is always important to me. I mean, even before I had kids,
right.
Having a balance between what I did in my time versus the films and other things that I would work on. So I was never one to constantly be at it. It was always important for me to have breathing holes and just, balance. So that, I guess, just becomes more important when you've got two children at home, that you want to prioritize making sure that you're spending time with them. And that has been, honestly, the adaptation of that has been really easy.
And you were saying it's also getting to be the fun time. They're at the ages where they can start to appreciate the pop culture that you and I were both obsessed with as kids.
Totally. And that was something that, before I was a parent, I was so excited at the notion of being able to show my future kids one day, the films that I grew up watching and loving, music that I grew up listening to, all of the culture and the things that we get excited about. And our son is 6 and our daughter's 4. So we're at that age now where they're actually able to start to see these things and hear these things. Music has been a huge part of our life, so that's been since they were born, but movies is new. So like recently my wife and our daughter went to New Zealand to visit a friend, and so my son and I had our first kind of week together of just father and son time, which was awesome. He was really excited about it, and I was really excited. And my wife was like, it's okay, you can definitely watch this one movie without us. It'll be such a great core memory.
Okay, pre-approved.
And that was Back to the Future. And so we watched the first Back to the Future, and he loved it. And he's got friends that have seen the film, I think. So it was like in his purview as this thing that he wanted to see. And he was aware of the fact that I was in the second one.
I was going to say, did he recognize Video Game Boy and Back to the Future 2?
I don't think he actually recognized me. The scene, he was set up for it. Like he knew that I was in the back of the Cafe 80s, and the context of the scene. And that I was one of the kids trying to work a video game or help to learn from Michael J. Fox how to play the game. And so he knew what was coming, but then I think he saw me and it didn't register because I was a 7-year-old kid. You know?
I would hope he's not like daddy. Like that's a different daddy.
So I don't think he recognized me. I paused it and was like, "Do you?" And he was like, "Yeah, I recognize you." And then we just carried on. But that was what a treat to be able to show those films. We watched the whole trilogy. It was incredible. And then the last night before my wife and daughter came home, I was like, I want to eke out one more movie, and showed him Never-Ending Story. Never-Ending Story for me, growing up, I remember being really freaked out by Gmork.
Yeah.
And obviously Artax dying is super gnarly, but Gmork specifically, the kind of eyes, his teeth, the way his animatronic mouth moved, really freaked me out as a kid. So we were watching the movie and he was clearly loving it, and we get to that part towards the end and I'm watching him and he was fine. And I was like,
we can take it.
Yeah.
We I think nowadays you expect, like, we're a little bit, we don't expose kids to as much as we were exposed to. Safe to say, I think generally in pop
definitely.
culture,
I mean, I have my brother's 7 years older than me, so he was exposing me to horror films.
Same, I had an older brother.
Way earlier than I should have. And I love them. I wasn't traumatized by them, but I think I thought, my son, my theoretical son, before I knew him, he'll be able to watch like Halloween at 7 or 8. I'm like, oh no, no. There's no world in which, especially when you get to know your own children, you're like, they're not ready for that.
But even like the kids stuff, I mean, I think of like Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal has some imagery in there that's
gnarly.
Pretty intense.
It's gnarly. I floated that idea of Dark Crystal to my wife and she was like, it's too early.
Yeah.
It's too gnarly. I don't know if that's going to be right.
Okay, so you're promoting. I do want to give some love up front. No. I want to make sure we give some love to this because it's such a fun sequel. Ready or Not 2. Here I come.
It's a blast.
You're back from South by Southwest.
Yes.
How did it play? I mean, this must play so well with an audience.
It played really well. It was
South
great.
by is a great place.
We premiered at the Paramount, such a great classic movie house theater in Austin. It was packed. This movie's sort of designed for South by Southwest audience. Yeah. I mean, some of the best film festival audiences, I think, or just movie-going audiences in the United States are in Austin. The real film lovers there, and they show up for movies in a big way, especially at that festival. And this is a real crowd pleaser. It's a ride of a film.
Yep.
It's very like the first in terms of its tonal balance.
Yep.
That first movie, it gets categorized as a horror film. And by virtue of the fact that there is a lot of blood in the film, and a fair amount of death, I understand.
Yes.
But it's not scary. It's a game of hide and seek that you're watching this woman try and survive a night, and it's funny and wild and kind of a fun, absurd concept with these wealthy people running around a house. It's a blast, and Samara Weaving is so good in that film. So I saw that in the cinema and was just totally, utterly blown away by it. And this movie serves a helping of something very similar whilst doing what you want a sequel to do, which is like it expands the narrative and broadens it and gives you a deeper understanding of the events of the first film.
A lot of reasons I would imagine that this appeals to you. You like the first one.
Love it.
Same filmmakers. It's what it's going to be. It's going to deliver.
Yeah.
You get to scream "Hail Satan."
Many times. I say "Hail Satan" a lot.
You get to basically don like an Eyes Wide Shut-esque like wardrobe towards the end.
Yeah, there's definitely a ceremony. Yeah.
And you get to work with David Cronenberg.
I know.
Come on.
Which I found out when I was in my costume fitting on my first day of work on the movie.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's
Avery,
by
our costume designer. She was like, "Do you know who's playing Chester Danforth?" And I was like, "No, who is it?" David Cronenberg. I was like, "What?" Oh my God. And instantly I was so nervous.
It's like a Make-A-Wish Foundation for you. This is like living the dream for you.
Total dream. And he was incredible.
Yeah, he seems like
so
a sweet guy,
so kind. They are very much in deference to the filmmakers, there to be an actor.
Yes.
And very open to talking about his work and past. And you never know, is it going to be annoying if I ask questions,
Right.
And he was lovely.
What's there's so many from his filmography. I think The Fly is all-timer. It's maybe one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Totally agree. Yeah, same. I'd say that's my favorite of his films.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many. Videodrome too. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a legend. And just also hearing stories about how he started, which we got into. Like, his very first film, I'm now forgetting what his... Was it Sisters? No, that's De Palma.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of his first film. We should know this.
Yeah, we should. Between the two of us, it's okay.
So, story went, there was no real film way to get an independent movie made in Toronto or Canada at that time.
Yeah.
And he ended up going out to Los Angeles and having a meeting with what's the legendary sort of B-movie...
not Corman.
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 So we had a meeting with Roger Corman.
Yeah.
And Corman was like, "Oh, great, I'll finance this. This is right up our alley."
Right.
And then
Shivers?
I think it was Shivers. Nice one. Thank God we got that. It was you. So then there was an opportunity to get the movie financed in Canada, and he took Canada. But that is like a real sliding doors moment. Like when he told me the story, I was like, your fate could have been so different if you'd been in Los Angeles and started in LA. But instead he started in Canada and kind of really helped to be a major founding father of the independent film scene in Canada.
Yeah.
Which is really amazing.
I mean, you also come at it from, and I was going to get to this later, but we've talked before, obviously Spectrevision is a huge part of your life and career.
It is, yeah.
Producing a ton of really cool work.
Thanks.
And honestly, the environment is just rapidly changing for independent film.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, horror, which is kind of your bread and butter, like your favorite genre, arguably, right?
Yeah, horror and just genre in general,
right.
Like genre films. It's movies that are harder to categorize.
Right. But it seems like there is that core audience. It's kind of... It's still, that is undeniable.
It's always
There's
viable.
Always there, right?
There's always a market for it.
What is the environment for you right now, like compared to 5 or 10 years ago when you were starting Spectrevision? Like, what's your...
Well, I mean, 5 or 10 years ago, we started the company partially because we felt like there was a void in the United States to make the kinds of horror and genre movies that we loved, both from the past and largely being made at that time in Europe. So at the time, there were the sort of like the French new wave of horror with like Martyrs or Inside. And then, there's The Orphanage, there's Let the Right One In. There are these examples of horror and genre that took the sort of drama seriously, but then had these sort of exploitable elements. But you could remove these exploitable elements and still have a compelling story.
Yep.
Which was very much the approach in the 1970s as well, before the slasher took over.
Yep.
And then it just becomes about rinse and repeat. And no shade on those, because those movies are great too.
Sure.
But I think we were really interested in creating a space for those sorts of movies, these movies where in some ways you could remove the genre elements and there would still be something underneath that was compelling. And that was happening concurrently with Hereditary and The Witch. And these things all just started to percolate around the same time. And so now we are 12, 13, 14 years down the line, and horror is in this extraordinary place. I wouldn't say we're in the Renaissance anymore, because I think it's past it being surprising
right.
that horror and art and great casts, that, great actors can be in horror films. Like, all these ideas, I think we're well past that being a surprising notion. But I think we're coasting in this place where it's not going anywhere. And every year there are extraordinary genre films made, and by A24, and now Neon has really doubled down in the horror space. And it's just wonderful to see. So I guess it's maybe even easier to get across some of these wilder ideas because there's a real appetite for it. That doesn't seem to have gone anywhere.
Well, it's also like when like things like The Substance crosses over and is like an Oscar movie.
Right.
How far have we come?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And so many incredible voices emerging. The Irish filmmaker who made Hokum that's about to come out.
Right.
He had premiered a film at South by Southwest a couple years ago that was really significant and got a lot of people's attention. And now he's got Hokum coming out where he's got a bigger cast. I don't know. It's like there are great opportunities, and I think people are seeing it for the artistic genre that it is, and it's getting great respect. I mean, even Nicolas Cage showing up in Longlegs, and putting in an unfucking believable performance.
We just had Micah here like last week talking about that.
Oh, and Micah's so great as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The possibilities are endless at this point.
Is theatrical like super important to you for all of Spectrevision's work? Like, how are you? Is it kind of like case by case basis? Is it?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
You want there to be at least a small release.
Yeah.
Theatrical is important. I think obviously the movie getting made is ultimately king. So by the means for which it can possibly come together. If it happens to come through with a streaming only situation, sometimes those are the deals that you make just so that something can get made. But I think increasingly people want to protect the theatrical release,
which is great.
So I don't know. It's important to us. It's important to see movies in theaters, especially genre movies. They're sort of designed for that experience.
Totally. And we were just saying. So yes, you had a great response at South by. I would imagine you've had so many really formative special moments at premieres, at festivals. Do any one or two jump out at you when I say like an indelible memory of one of your films premiering and feeling that emotion in the room? What jumps out at you?
Yeah, wow. There's a few. They're all at Sundance, actually.
Yeah?
That festival has been such a special place for myself and for Spectrevision over the years. So seeing A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night at Sundance and really feeling the love for Lily in the room and being so proud of her and the film that she made was a really emotional experience. Mandy, seeing Mandy at the library, I believe, was...
Midnight movie, I assume?
Electrical. Yep. It was midnight. And similarly, The Greasy Strangler, which had walkouts and was just so... It was a special kind of thrill to bring that movie, which is a real test for the audience to whether it's your thing or not. And it certainly is mine. And knowing that it wasn't going to be for everyone was just delicious.
It really says something about you, that the biggest smile creeps across your face when you're talking about The Greasy Strangler.
I love it. I just got to work with Jim. I was lucky enough to be asked to participate in the Skittles commercial for the Super Bowl.
Right.
And Jim Hosking directed it.
Amazing. Who would have thunk it?
And Jason Kosvardy, who did the production design on The Greasy Strangler and also on the Daniels films, did the production design on it. Pretty cool. Small world.
We'll be right back with more Happy, Sad, Confused. All right, guys, spring is here, and before you know it, it's going to be summer. And I don't know about you, but time is absolutely flying by. My daily schedule is totally out of control, even as I want to prioritize my health. And honestly, Huel has been a lifesaver for me. Like all of you, I'm sure I'm always trying to find ways to up my protein intake in a way that's quick and easy and, yes, satisfying. Huel is solving all of those issues for me, and it just makes my life easier. This is a daily staple for me. This is Huel's Black Ready to Drink edition. This is the chocolate peanut butter. This is delicious. I love all the flavors, though. It can't get any easier than this. You take this, it's a meal, it's delicious, and it has everything. It's under $5. 35 grams of protein. It's gluten-free. There's no artificial sweeteners or colors. It's got 27 essential vitamins and minerals. It's everything you need, and that really takes care of me when I'm on the run. When I have a little more time, though, I try the Black Edition powder, which is great too. It's got all the same stuff I love in this, all of the delicious flavors and the high protein, but you can also add to that like almond butter or ice and just thicken it up a little bit if you're in the mood for something like that. For me, most importantly, it's all about stuff that tastes good, and this stuff tastes great. It makes me feel good, and it's easy. Huel is all of those things, and because of that, it's letting me stay consistent with my diet, which is huge. Here's the great news. We've got a limited time offer for you guys today. Get Huel today with my exclusive offer of 15% off online with my code HAPPY15 at Huel.com/happy15. New customers only. Thank you so much to Huel for partnering with Happy Sad Confused. And remember to fill out the post checkout survey to support our podcast over here. Look, we're all going through stuff all the time. That's just life. And it's okay to look for help. In fact, it's more than okay. When I was in high school, I was in therapy, and it really helped me get through some tough times, losing loved ones and going through all those complexities of life as a teenager. Nowadays, I know it can be really confusing to find a therapist, especially one that takes your insurance. Affordable and accessible mental health care should be available for everybody. That's just a no-brainer. That's where Rula can help you. It's one thing to even find a therapist that's right for you, right? But one that actually takes your insurance too, I know it can seem impossible. That's why I'm so proud that Rula is a sponsor of Happy Sad Confused. So much online therapy doesn't work with insurance, so you're stuck paying those crazy fees out of pocket or an expensive monthly subscription. Rula is different. They partner with over 100 insurance plans. They make the average copay just $15 per session. You heard me right, $15. We're talking about real therapy. Licensed professionals at a price that actually makes sense. We all use our insurance benefits to maintain our physical health, right? So why don't you do the same thing for your mental health? I also love that Rula is tailored just for you guys. It considers your goals, your preferences, your background to provide you a curated list of licensed in-network therapists who are actually aligned with what you need. There are no wait lists. There's no frustrating back and forth. Rula makes it easy to find a mental health provider who's accepting new patients, and appointments are available as soon as tomorrow. Plus, Rula sticks with you throughout the journey. They check in with you to make sure your care is helping move you forward. So go to Rula.com/happy to get started today. That's RULA.com/happy for quality therapy that's covered by insurance. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. Visit Rula.com/happy to get started. After you sign up, you'll be asked how you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know we sent you. That's RULA.com/happy. You deserve mental health care that works for you, not against your budget. So on the acting side, for something like this, like for Ready or Not 2, key supporting player. You've played the lead, you've played the supporting character, you've played the day play. You've done it all, right, in the course of your career. And they're kind of different tasks in a way. Totally.
Yeah, one bears more weight than the other.
But also, I've talked to so many actors who say, like, it's a real test to, like, just dip in and out of a movie, to, like, stay in the tone of the rest of the movie and have, like, 3 scenes. Can you talk a little bit about sort of, like, that as a challenge for you as an actor? Do you find each rewarding in their own way, or are you, like, craving a meatier role now, or are you happy with character roles? Like, where are you at right now?
I mean, it's always specific to the project, right? Yeah. I think I think the only struggle is the sometimes not feeling like you're a part of the whole. I think the joy of making a film, or at least being a part of either the ensemble or lead in the film for the duration of a film, is feeling like you're a part of the family and a part of the whole, right? And that can be a small role or a big role. It sort of doesn't matter. But it's really being about, being there for the duration of something. Popping in and out can be very satisfying. In this case, I was there for most of it, so very much felt like I was a part of the team. Yeah. But, popping in, like, say, on Rachel Sennett's show on I Love LA and just doing those 2 days, the joy of that is getting asked to do something absurd or fun that just exists in this sphere that serves their greater whole. And that's a joy.
And everyone's, like, very excited probably. You come on, it's like a jolt of energy.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
So that has its own pleasure to it. Yeah. But I would say that the only thing that lacks is the leaving it.
Sure.
It lacks the being a part of it.
Fair enough.
What I'm used to on a film is just, again, like that extended sense of being a part of a family. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what I love most about working in film and in TV is that ultimate sense of collaboration. And that can be tricky, even on something like Yellow Jackets,
Yeah.
which is a huge ensemble. And Walter, per episode that he's in, it could be 2, maximum 3 days of work.
Sure.
And so I'm really back and forth. And so it's hard to find a sense of that ultimate cohesion.
Right.
Because Walter's sort of in his own little silo,
Yeah.
not necessarily a part of the larger whole. So that's the only thing. I get to come in and do really weird, fun shit.
Living the dream.
So that's joyful, There are, every situation has its challenges and is different as well.
All right, let's bounce around some random stuff because you had such a career that I could we've had many conversations and we'll never repeat ourselves because there's so many things to talk about.
Yeah,
but
sure.
So early on, how early is your David Fincher experience? When does David Fincher direct you in a Paula Abdul music video?
I was 8. I think I was 8 years old.
Most actors work their whole lives to
Yeah.
get to Fincher. You knocked it out right at the start.
Sure. Before he started making movies, yeah.
So he doesn't strike me as the most nurturing director, with all due respect. How was he with kids? Was
I
he?
remember him being great.
Really?
Yeah. It was a really pleasant experience. We were all of the kids were tasked with being adults. It was like they were recreating the Robert Palmer video
Right.
with young kids.
Right.
And then I don't know where my concept came from, but I was a sort of executive in an office, heartbroken, breaking a pencil, with great angst, kind of running my hands through my hair, looking out a window. And he was really clear with his direction. I don't honestly remember much
No, that's fair.
about that.
Yeah.
Just that it was a fun experience. And I remember meeting Paula Abdul.
Was that meaningful?
It was great. She was a huge singer at the time.
Of course.
That album was massive. And so I definitely knew who she was, and it was very
Did you ever
exciting.
meet MC Scat Cat? Do you remember?
No.
Yeah. I don't know what percentage of the audience knows who MC Scat Cat is at this point.
Was he only animated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not in my mind. He lived.
Opposites
He
Attract,
was,
right?
Yeah, Opposites Attract. Well done.
Opposites
Well done.
Attract. It's a great video.
Um,
I have since run into Paula Abdul.
Really?
And she definitely remembers me from that video, which
That's
is
amazing.
so funny. Very cute.
So, how aware? When did you start to become aware of? I mean, you're working with some amazing filmmakers early on. We referenced it's a bit part, but you're with Zemeckis, then more meaningful with Barry Levinson,
yeah.
Avalon.
I love that film.
I love Avalon.
Me too. Richard Donner.
Richard Donner, Radio Flyer.
Yeah.
So-
And the significance of those directors at the time was lost in me. I didn't
course.
realize that Richard Donner had I think I knew he'd made Goonies. So that was clear to me and a big deal. In fact, when we were making Radio Flyer, Steven visited. And George Lucas came to visit set too, which was
That you knew.
both. Yeah, I knew who those people were, certainly. But Donner, I didn't know The Omen. It was before I'd seen The Omen.
Right.
So there's certainly great works of Donner's that I hadn't yet been exposed to.
I'm kind of surprised you never. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were never
think
directed by
Ryan's-
Spielberg. You never.
No, never got to work with Spielberg.
Strange.
Things that he's produced
Right.
and been around. Deep Impact he produced. So that was at
Right, that was the first DreamWorks. That was one of the first
one
ones.
of the
yeah,
early
yeah.
DreamWorks films. Yeah. Mimi Leader was the director.
Yes.
But he produced it. So yeah, around.
Can you make the case for Deep Impact over Armageddon? That was the big rivalry at the time. That was
Two such different approaches to the same thing, and it was really funny at the time actually because it was a big part of the conversation.
Totally.
I mean, our film is a less heightened, more realistic approach. Our film is really emotional. It's it's on the beach. It's
Right.
people ultimately recognizing that they're likely going to die, and then what do you do with
Right.
that information? And I thought it was a beautiful script.
You're saying Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler, Animal Crackers, is not emotional? Ben is coming in. He
favorite-
has the counter argument.
Dude, the Ben Affleck, I think one of his greatest contributions, and I
Commentary?
think he'll agree, is the commentary.
Commentary
It's
track is-
fucking on some other level. It's a masterclass. Everyone aspires to be that.
I know.
It's great. Just taking a commentary track to another level.
Bring back the commentary
I
tracks.
know. Well, they're on. Criterion still does them.
Criterion
I
does
just
them.
got to go to the Criterion.
I was going to say,
closet.
you're coming from the Criterion closet to Happy, Sad, Confused. What a downgrade. I'm
No!
so sorry.
No, not at all.
Did you prep for Criterion, or did
I
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
I didn't want to walk in. It's funny. I think I thought I would be really overwhelmed, and it is a little overwhelming. It's quite tight, and it's everything.
Yeah.
And I was just afraid that I wouldn't be kind of
Right.
I didn't want it to be too random. So yeah, I pre-gamed and kind of stuck to that, and I'm really happy with the choices. And I didn't.
Deep Impact over here, Good Son over here.
Yeah, right. Right. Classic Criterion.
Good Son. Back in the day, that was like Heat. That was like De Niro, Pacino. It was like Macaulay
Jesus
and you.
Christ.
That was the equivalent.
Oh my God, that's really funny.
I'm not that far off of the kid actors at the time.
Right. Certainly in that regard. I see what you mean. I get it. You can make that connection. Sure.
Do you like? Was Macaulay like? Were you like going up for the same roles? Like, did you have peers that were like?
I don't know. We must have.
You would think.
We must have.
Yeah.
We're the same age. I think he might be a little older than me, but not by much.
Yeah.
We're about the same age. So yeah, we would have gone for the same things, I would have thought.
Is there any indelible memory that sticks out when I say The Good Son to you?
Yeah. Well, we had a really great time making it. I loved working with him. It was a blast. We were just two kids. We would spend time between setups. There was this great sort of forested area next to that main house that the movie takes place in. And we'd run around and like play with sticks, and we were just kids messing around. One memory is that we shot the whole thing in Massachusetts, like Gloucester, Mass. And there was a haunted house. There was like an old house that they turned into a haunted attraction, and they gave tours, but they didn't present it like a haunted house, a haunted attraction. They presented it like a ghost tour,
Right.
in a more formal way. But they did have like staff in different places creating things like that you couldn't see, things falling over and noises, which was really fun. So I remember doing that with him, and a whole group of us went. It was a blast.
Where are you on like the experiential theater experience thing now as an adult? Like the Sleep No More, the
Loved
kind of like,
Sleep No More.
Yeah.
Loved it. I had seen, because that theater company is called Punch Drunk, and they're from the UK.
Right.
And I had seen a number of years prior to Sleep No More coming to New York, they did a production of Faust, but in that same approach, which is essentially taking a classic piece and then recontextualizing it in a different time period, in a different place. And their Faust was in sort of the American South in the 1940s or 50s.
Right.
And it was awesome. That idea that you can kind of follow the action or just explore the space is so fun. So I really like.
I just get self-conscious about being roped in, like brought in. Like I mean,
got brought in at Sleep No More.
but you were cool with it. Obviously, that's what you
Loved
do.
it. Loved it.
You embraced
it's
it.
very rare that because there are a number of, I don't know how many per show there are, but there's like 15 to 20 one-on-one experiences apparently.
Yeah.
And I had such one-on-one, and I was pulled into Sleep No More, and I was pulled into a bedroom, and this woman brought me in and sat me at a vanity in front of this mirror, and she's like,
It's like I have 10 questions about Lord of the Rings for you right now.
She's like talking about this dream she had, looking at me in the mirror, and then she picks me up and pulls me into a closet, takes my mask off, which actually that may have happened in front of the mirror. But anyway, it got very close to my face where I was like, what is going to happen?
Yeah.
It felt very charged. And then she handed me a locket, and she said, "This will keep you safe," and thrust me back out into the play. And the thing that that didn't end up having any meaning.
Right.
Or connection to the play, but I felt in that moment like I was in the world and that I was a part of it. It was really powerful. I loved it. But yeah, you've got to be willing to like
the
have that wall being broken down and be vulnerable. You know?
Yeah, the closest I've ever come to like having like a heart attack and stroke in my life, I think, was I went to Jonathan Groff's Just in Time Broadway musical, and he picked me up out of the audience and started dancing with me.
Oh.
I mean, I can do this if I know I'm on camera, if I have to do the thing, but no, come on.
Right. It's too vulnerable.
Yeah. Okay.
And now they've done Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, they're doing that. People are
as
loving
an
that.
immersive thing.
Yeah.
Which sounds incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Some rumor control over the years that I noticed, some more substantiated than others.
Okay.
You did mention this. You auditioned for Moulin Rouge.
I did, yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure everybody did.
a lot of people did, but like I've talked to Baz and many actors that have, and like his auditions are famously very like ornate, interesting. Like they're like the full-on camera tests.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about it?
Mine wasn't a camera test, so it wasn't in costume.
Okay.
But I had to prepare 2 songs, Embraceable You, and one other that I can't remember.
Okay.
And I went to a voice coach to learn to like work on singing. And then I think there was a scripted part as well. So it was both a song and a scripted part. And the exercise was really fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was terrifying. I mean, I find auditions to be terrifying.
So, sorry, this is going to be a therapy session then.
It's still to this day, I've never really gotten over it.
Nor should you. It feels like it's such an artificial process.
Again, it's very vulnerable,
Yeah.
and I put a lot of pressure on myself. And like, if I have an audition coming, like let's say it's a Friday, the Wednesday and Thursday are pretty shot.
Yeah.
Like I'm
You're just in your own head.
just in my head,
yeah.
running it, preparing it. I can't really relax until the audition's over.
Luckily nowadays it's self-taped generally.
But it's funny. Yeah, totally. But I don't feel that way on set. Like I don't.
It's a different thing,
It is
though.
a different thing, and the scrutiny is different.
Yeah.
And there is no scrutiny, really. If you've gotten the role, it's because there's already belief in you, and
Yes.
you're there for a reason. That being said, the first day of any film or TV show, I do have that sort of like first day jitters, and a little, and I don't know if it's imposter syndrome, but a little of like, well, this could go wrong.
It's early enough. They can make a change.
Yeah, I think every time in a very healthy, not like crazy neurotic way.
This is the constant conversation on this podcast for 12 years. Don't worry. Every actor worth their salt feels that.
Yeah, I go through it every time, and it is a reset. It's because the thing about making film, even if you've been doing it your whole life, is it's new every time.
Doesn't matter. The resume does not matter.
No, it doesn't matter because it's not the same experience.
Yeah.
It's not the same expectations. It's not the same role. It's different every time. So you have to psych yourself up and get into that place again. And then you find, every time I find it and I find my comfort zone and love the process.
Well, it's also,
But that first day is always tricky.
Well, it happens. I mean, I literally name drop for a second. I talked to Ryan Gosling for the podcast yesterday.
Did he say the same?
Well, he gained 60 pounds for The Lovely Bones.
Did he talk about it?
A little bit, very briefly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, good on him, man.
And I mean, imagine that.
But that's also a really vulnerable thing to talk about. Like, and I love that. I also love that he did that. I know it didn't work out famously, and there's for whatever reason, but I also love the commitment and trying something, and it failed and it didn't go in the right way.
Right.
And I just think, and having the anxiety of like, am I the right person for this? And in that case, it made him make that choice. And there's something.
And he follows it up with Lars and the Real Girl, and it's all fine. It's
and
like,
goddamn, that movie's so great.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
This one feels not real. Did you ever audition for Batman Forever for Robin?
No.
Yeah, it's out there somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. No, definitely not. I wouldn't have been old enough, I don't think.
Yeah, the math didn't quite work for me.
No.
You're a bit younger than Chris O'Donnell, I think.
Yeah, definitely younger.
Yeah.
I like by maybe 10 years or maybe a little less. Yeah.
Briefly, I want to mention. I mean, I love The Faculty. I know you love The Faculty.
I love The Faculty too.
That must have been meaningful for a number of reasons. I mean, Robert Rodriguez was so hot then. He was like coming off of some really big success. Where was it? It was after From Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn would
Yeah.
have been the movie he did before it. Yeah.
So he's as hot as he ever was. But also knowing your love of genre.
Yeah.
Was that probably the first kind of like genre horror adjacent film maybe you did back then?
It was. Yeah, and that was like not at the peak of teen horror, but it was definitely in that zone.
Scream, Halloween.
And Kevin Williamson wrote the original draft of The Faculty.
Right.
And maybe he was originally attached to direct. I don't know if that's true. But it was a thing, There was like a thing happening. And I remember reading the script and thinking, this is one of those films.
Yeah.
But then Robert was attached to direct. And I was like, this changes.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like the script and what the script was doing, because I did. But knowing that he was going to be the one to put it on its feet felt like it would be a really fresh kind of film for that genre.
And it was.
It's
fun also to think of like you're kind of the veteran in that group. Like Josh Hartnett, I think it was like his second film. Jordana Brewster, it was like her first.
Right.
you're the veteran on set. You had more experience probably on set than Robert Rodriguez had at that point.
That's so weird to think about.
But it's true.
That's wild, yeah. That film was really significant for all of us. And we had so much fun, man. It felt like summer camp.
Yeah.
For like 4 or 5 weeks. It was awesome.
More Happy, Sad, Confused coming up. All right, guys, I don't know about you, but this time of year always makes me rethink what's in my closet, and I'm trying to keep fewer things, honestly, and more importantly, better things in my closet. Pieces that are well made and easy to wear all the time. That's why I keep coming back to Quince. The fabrics feel elevated, the fits are thoughtful, and the pricing can't be beat, truly. They're using high quality, everyday essentials, and they're using the best premium materials, guys. 100% European linen. The flow knit activewear fabric is awesome. Their men's stuff, it can't be beat. Linen pants, shirts that are lightweight, breathable. The pants like strike that perfect balance between, you want it laid back, but you want it kind of refined. They've hit the sweet spot right there. And their activewear is great. It's anti-odor and it's soft enough that you'll actually wear it all day, which is huge. And the best part is that their prices are 50 to 60% less than similar brands. It's kind of crazy. So how do they do that? Well, they work with ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, and that means you're paying for quality, not the brand markup. Everything's designed to last, and it makes getting dressed well super easy. I'm wearing this because it's a little cool here right now, but I love this so much. This is my cashmere sweater hoodie. The weather's a little chilly here in New York, and I'm not complaining because it lets me wear this a little bit more. It's honestly the most comfortable thing I have, and the price truly can't be beat. So, refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/happysad for free shipping and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Go to quince, QUINCE.com/happysad for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/happysad. According to my notes, you were in something called Lord of the Ring. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Is that a good one? Should I check that one out?
Lord of the Rings is all right.
Okay. If I go into your home, can I see evidence of Lord of the Rings, or is it all like in closets? Like
in subtle ways. I don't have a lot of my works ephemera in the house.
Right.
We have a lot of art and other things.
Yes.
That I and my wife and I have collected. So there's those things that
related to Lord of the Rings?
No.
Okay.
No, just in life.
I see.
Just general
Got it.
stuff.
Fair enough.
But there is like a really rad oil painting of Orthanc. That's about this small. That's above our coffee machine. And I love it. I love it so much.
Reminds you every day you see it.
It's in an old kind of classic frame. It just looks like a miniature painting. And it's beautiful. Great oil painting. That like blink and you'd miss it. It's
right.
not, it doesn't like.
Yeah. You don't have like a glowing display with like the feet anywhere.
No. No, that's the only thing. And then you go to our kids' room and there's like stuffed animals that people have given me. So there's like Frodo is represented in their space. And then there's some over the garden wall stuff. We've got an over the garden wall art piece hanging up in our guest room.
Nice.
And because I love that. And
Yeah.
there was a really beautiful. There was a 10th anniversary last year.
Yeah.
Or the year before last. The year before last. It was the 10th anniversary, and they did an art show at a gallery in Los Angeles, and I bought an art piece that was really beautiful.
I had the opportunity to I had Sean Bean on the podcast a few months back.
Oh, cool.
Which was great. Cause
I haven't seen Sean in a long time.
Yeah, I know. And he doesn't do that kind of thing. I was very honored that he did the long
that's
form.
amazing.
He was great.
Great.
And he told a great story about like his famous speech where he's like looking down and like talking, it's a very solemn speech. And he revealed that he was like looking down because it had been rewritten at the last second, and he was trying to like summon the word. He didn't know the words.
Oh, wow.
Does that resonate with you at all? Was like when you think back, was there any line or scene in particular that like the language was so challenging that it tested you?
Not so much that the language was so challenging, but that resonates with me. That idea of the rewrites coming in at the last second. They were constantly being rewritten, and in the best way, not in a kind of like panic way, in a way of like constantly honing, which was also largely what the process of pickups were.
Right.
It was like watching the movie, looking at what it needs, what's it missing, how can we enhance it. So that was a constant process of iterating and making it better. And so the rewrites were a big part of that. And it was just so common. Like, you know, we'd have like pages slid under our door at midnight. And then we'd wake up and be like, oh, fuck, there's a new, you know. So it was constantly staying on top of that. So that idea that a speech like that, which is such an important thing, an important moment for the character, would have been something that they would have paid extra attention to, and that was a constant thing. It was a big part of our reality.
Is there an example of like a now iconic scene that you're like, oh my god, like when I think back, like it was it felt like last minute that we even came up with it or kind of nailed it?
I wish I had a great example.
Let me ask you this instead. All good.
Yeah.
What's your proudest like moment in the film from an acting perspective? The films, rather. Like, is there like a scene that you're like you take pride in just from the sheer challenge for you as an actor, looking back, that you accomplished it?
I mean, I think the entire sequence on Mount Doom, as Frodo's just falling to pieces and is unable to sort of see clearly and is remembering the Shire, and that the emotion that overtakes Sam with, you know, I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you. Like, all of that was, we were so aware of how important that was.
Yeah.
And so I have a visceral memory of the making of it and the sense of, you know, I think we had a sense that we had gotten it as much as you can in that moment. But the relief of having done it, and then seeing the movie and seeing that it all worked in the way that you'd hoped, I think. So, yeah.
Pretty soon, I think Andy Serkis is going to be sitting there.
Yes, he is.
He's coming by, I think, for Animal Farm, which has been in the works for a while.
Great. Yes, it has been. I've been so keen to see that.
Same.
I'm sure you're gonna have to grill him about Hunt for Gollum.
Oh, I hadn't heard. Is he making a Lord of the Rings movie?
He certainly is.
He is making a Lord of the Rings movie. Yeah. You may or may not be in it. We'll dance around that, but all signs are pointing in the right direction, it would seem.
Yes.
I mean, we're all very curious of, like, I'm very curious, like, what this even is, kind of.
Sure.
Like, trying to imagine
that's reasonable.
How this fits in, how it honors the legacy, how it can possibly live up to what Peter did.
I don't think it has to.
Okay.
I don't think it has to, because it doesn't bear the weight of the trilogy. It's not the trilogy. It's not those books.
Yes.
But it is certainly excerpts from the books.
Yes.
And it is characters from the books, and it is all canon. So I can say that.
Right.
It just doesn't. It is a side quest. It's a side story. I think it'll provide a lot of context for Gollum and an understanding of that character that we only got a bit of in the prologue. In 2, was it? I think in Two Towers. I think we get where we see his transformation.
Yes.
So we'll get to. I don't think it's revealing much, because I believe the premise has been released, but I think we'll get to see more of that.
Yeah.
And I think. I know that this was something that was super important to Andy, and I'm sure he'll talk about it, but like the why of it. And I think they got excited at the notion of a nugget of a story, and then they wrote it and realized that they had found the why. Like, why are we doing this? Right. Well, this is why we're doing it. So it's filled with integrity, and it's also filled with, you know, the crew is largely the same. Certainly the larger creative team is essentially the same creative brain trust as the original film. So it's, you know, same production designers. Yep. It is the same makeup and hair team. Obviously, Weta Effects are doing all of the physical effects. So it really is like a coming together of the original team. And then at Fran, Phil, Peter, they're all involved in the writing and producing. And so it just, it's loaded with so many people who are a part of the making of the trilogy, devoted to making sure that they get the world right and the context right, and do right by these characters, and tell a really fun, compelling, great new story incorporating these characters.
I'm also excited about beyond the returning folks.
And I say that as a fan. I'm genuinely stoked.
I mean, it's a tough act to follow for someone to play Aragorn, but Leo Woodall, if that's true.
Right. That is true. Those are tough boots, man. That is tough. I can't imagine.
And maybe
that's going to be great, too.
Maybe an Eternal Sunshine reunion, you and Kate Winslet. if rumors are true.
Right. Well, she was announced.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she was announced.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, right. So if Frodo were to, right.
Yeah, Frodo's gonna have a mustache apparently. there's our exclusive. I think you'll appreciate this as a cinephile like myself. I do this with some guests. This is the Happy Sad Confused movie Matrix. A bunch of just questions. You tell me what pops in your head. For instance, are you an Alien or Aliens guy?
Alien.
That tracks.
I adore that film. Aliens is great, but
The best haunted house.
Yes.
Sci-fi movie ever.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. All practical effects. There's not even really much in the way of VFX in that film.
Right.
So it really stands the test of time as well.
Do you have a favorite comic book movie of all time?
First thing that came to mind was Kick-Ass.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Kick-Ass is really great.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a really electric screening of that at Button-Umathon. Do you remember Button-Umathon?
Yeah, I never went, sadly,
Oh,
but yeah,
shit.
I know.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great back in those days. Yeah, I love Kick-Ass. There's plenty of others that I love, but I'll just go with that.
Okay, that's a good one. Do you have a favorite, I don't know if you're a James Bond guy, favorite James Bond film of all time? Or James Bond actor, either way.
God, Bond film. Majesty's Secret Service.
Okay, yeah, a lot of people love Lazenby.
Love
yeah,
that film.
Yeah.
And Goldfinger's great in terms of like the classic.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say maybe my favorite Bond is Majesty's Secret Service. It's great.
You'll have a cool one for this, I think.
Oh, an additional comic book thing, I would say just in terms of film or TV.
Yes.
Lindelof's Watchmen series.
I was hoping you were going there.
Is masterful. It's like, it is the dream of what you can do with a piece of IP like that.
Yeah.
And to take it where they took it and make something that isn't the comic.
Yeah.
But that carries on the lineage of what was established is just astonishing.
The reveal
and
of
taking it to race relations in the States, it is just, and the score.
I know. David Bowie like kicking it at the right moment with the reveal of Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
Love it. Obsessed.
It's really incredible.
What's the scariest movie ever made? You're equipped for this one. You got this.
I find Begotten to be pretty terrifying and uncomfortable. But the movies that scare me are not out and out horror films. So like, it's often the movies that are dealing with humans doing really heinous things to each other.
I'm with you. It's like Funny Games. It's like
I was just going to say, Funny Games is a very uncomfortable watch.
Yeah, because it feels so real.
Very real, and it's very nihilistic. There's nothing, there's no rhyme or reason to what's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, that movie and Climax.
Oh, I've never seen it. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay.
Gaspar Noé's film.
Yeah. I know.
It's a blast, and it is a descent into hell.
Okay, sold.
It starts out being this super fucking rad dance movie and it's based on a true story. I think he'd read some news blurb about a group of people who got high and resorted to violence, like at a party or something. Oh my God. And he was so inspired by that he wrote Climax. And it is that movie. It is that thing. It is like people that take something and they have like a psychedelic experience and it goes south, and it is really gnarly.
Sold.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
What's the funniest movie ever made?
Oh man. Well, in tribute to Rob Reiner, this is Spinal Tap. It's hard to pick favorites of all time.
Yeah, I get it.
But I think This is Spinal Tap established a genre that didn't exist prior to its creation. There was really nothing that set the standard for the idea of a mockumentary quite like that.
Yep.
Certainly Christopher Guest carried it on after making that film in such an extraordinary way. But that movie is perfect. Such an and it's Rob's first film as a director. It doesn't, and then where his career went after that watching that incredible tribute that Billy Crystal gave at the Oscars, just by literally articulating each film in a row, is just such an astonishing series of movies that in many ways bear no relation, at times, where it's like Misery's in the middle of that.
I know.
It's just
he made
an
like
incredible
7 classics essentially in a row.
Yeah, in
something
a row.
I
know.
And they were all different genres.
Yeah.
And he's like Billy Wilder, essentially.
Absolutely. So yeah.
As a cinephile and a foodie, you're equipped for this. What's the go-to movie theater snack? What's your...
Well, if I'm at an Alamo Drafthouse, it's
you can go a little...
pickle spears.
Okay.
Yeah, it is fried pickles.
Right.
And then in general, popcorn. And for candy, I like Sour Patch Kids. Mm-hmm. Big Raisinets fan. I like throwing the Raisinets in the popcorn. A little salty, a little sweet. It's a good textural mix. And I do like a movie hot dog.
Wow. You're a
brave
man.
Thank you. That's the word you're looking for.
Or stupid. I don't know. Will you indulge me in one more rapid fire game?
Please, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Happy second fuse profoundly random questions for Elijah Wood.
Great.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. But I do love cats, but dogs.
Do you have dogs now or no?
Yeah, 2 dogs.
Nice. It's the same. I've only got one, but she basically takes up the space of 2.
Amazing. What kind of dog? Big dog?
She's a pit mix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all muscle.
Cool.
What do you collect?
Records, primarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite video game of all time?
Whoa. I mean, there's like nostalgic ones. Like,
right.
I remember Super Mario Land on Game Boy and beating it while I was on location in Seattle, and I just remember beating it and being so thrilled and loving, and that theme song is like legendary to me. But favorite of all time, I mean, that's so hard. I would probably say it's going to be a LucasArts adventure game.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Schafer, I'm such a huge fan. Mm-hmm. I've gotten a chance to do voices for his games. Yeah. He has Double Fine now. But he was a big instrumental part of my sort of teenhood, right? So like the sequel to Maniac Mansion, which is Day of the Tentacle, the Monkey Island games.
Right.
Full Throttle. I don't know if you remember Full Throttle.
Okay.
Grim Fandango. Mm-hmm. Another one that I don't think he was a part of, but Sam and Max Hit the Road. These are all like LucasArts classic point-and-click adventure games. Yeah. And The Dig was rad, which Steven Spielberg produced.
That's right.
So if I was going to pick one, I'd probably say, let's go with Monkey Island. That may have been my entry. I think my entry into that style of games was Curse of Monkey Island, I think is the name of the first one.
How are we feeling about Zach Kreger and Resident Evil coming together?
I feel great. I have the ultimate trust in that man as a filmmaker.
Right.
I don't think he does anything that isn't through committing 100% to integrity and like doing things the right way. My understanding too is that it is not a straight adaptation of the game, which I think is really smart. It's like another idea, and the game world is the background to that idea, is sort of the way it's been framed to me. And I just think that's super smart, because you don't then have to bear the weight of the IP in that direct way, but the atmosphere of it becomes the tone of the film.
Totally.
So I'm thrilled, and I have the ultimate faith in him to deliver. Weapons as a follow-up film, shit, man, it's so unexpected and is not a straight horror film. It's almost like Rashomon. It's like trying to, seeing things from different angles, trying to decipher a mystery at the core. And then there's this whole witchcraft element that you then discover that's fucking awesome. Yeah. The fact that Amy Madigan won the award is just a thrill, another win for horror movies, and it just shows that that's where we're at. But yeah, I'm stoked for Resident Evil.
The Dakota Johnson Memorial question, she asked me this. I ask everybody, would you rather have a mouthful of bees or one bee in your butt?
Bee in my butt?
Bee goes inside your butt.
Oh, in my butt.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want a mouth of bees.
No.
This is Dakota Johnson's.
Yeah,
she
don't-
came up with the question.
Yeah.
She's cruel. I love it. It's super fucked up.
What's the wallpaper on your phone?
It is the logo for Mutant, which is a company I'm a co-owner of.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what Mutant is?
I don't.
I'm sure you're familiar with Mondo.
Yes.
So the former creative directors of Mondo left Mondo.
Right.
And were they were at sea looking to like re-platform or find jobs or ultimately try and find a way to stay together. And myself and Spectrevision, as well as other colleagues, including Tim League from Alamo Drafthouse and original Mondo as well, gathered resources and re-platformed them under Mutant. So
Nice.
It's collectibles, it's posters, it's movie soundtracks.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
So it's that logo is my wallpaper.
The last actor you were mistaken for?
Most recently, I think it was actually Tobey Maguire, which does still happen. And it's always for Spider-Man. It's not for any of Tobey's other work.
In what context? What do you mean?
It's
Like
just,
they like
hey, Spider-Man. Like, no. They
they literally say, "Hey, Spider-Man"?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. I won't correct people.
Maybe they think you're actually Spider-Man, not Tobey Maguire. Maybe they like.
Right? No, maybe you're right. Maybe I've got it wrong all this time. That's possible.
We've
There's been
graduated.
a lot of Spider-Mans too in the interim years.
Right, exactly. What's we'll end with this. The worst note a director has ever given you?
Oh. The worst note. Ivan Reitman, and it wasn't in because I wasn't in a movie that he directed, told me once in an audition that I was acting.
Was this the Kindergarten Cop story?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That was a bummer. That was a bummer for me in that moment. But the worst note, I don't know. It's going to be something like that lacks specificity.
Right.
Right. So just like do it better, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you prefer more of like a very like practical kind of note? Like,
Yes.
Do you prefer kind of like faster or an emotion or none of or?
I don't know. I mean, everybody has their own
Line readings? Where are you on that?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. You know, it's funny. I think there are some directors that have real specificity, and like working with them is to fit within the context of the thing they're creating,
Right.
which I also love.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm a part. If we're here, it's because we want to be a part of that thing, not just have autonomy to do what we want to do. So I don't know. It's like I'm open to so many approaches. I'm not rigid in my approach or how I do what I do. I'm there in service of the thing. But I guess a bad note is just, and it really only just feels that way at the time, where you feel like you've done something and someone comes up and repeats the thing you've just done.
Right.
That has happened.
I've heard that one. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Where
in your own
you
head,
have
you're like,
made
wait a second, I just
like you've made an adjustment, right? And you've consciously, for whatever, organically made an adjustment, and then someone coming up and asking you to make that adjustment,
Then you're in your
has definitely happened, and I've always been, oh yeah, sure, yeah.
And then you just do the same
I just
thing.
do the same thing, yeah. Or just lean into that adjustment more. But I guess that's the only thing. But otherwise, I think, as long as you're being led by somebody that knows what they want and how to articulate it,
He's malleable. David Fincher, Zach Kreger. You can direct him however you want. Congratulations. Ready or Not To, here I come.
Thank you.
That is the film. Check it out, everybody.
Yeah, it's rad. If you like the first film, you'll
fun.
love this film. It's a blast.
Super fun. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
Fatherhood, Spectrevision, in that order. I was going to say not in that order. In that order, I think, of importance.
Yes.
It's good to see you, man. Thank you for
It's
stopping
great to see
by.
you, too. Oh, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
Anytime.
And so ends another edition of Happy, Sad, Confused. Remember to review, rate, and subscribe to this show on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm a big podcast person. I'm Daisy Ridley, and I definitely wasn't pressured to do this by Josh.